Our presenter today is Tom Pritzky, and he is the CEO and founder of Captify. And originally we were saying he was the only company, but it turns out there are other companies coming to market at the same time. What we're lucky about is that Captify is local. So I'm hoping that Tom has brought glasses today so that people can see what they look like and be able to get a sense of, wow, maybe do I need this? Okay, so Tom, do you by any chance have your presentation on a thumb drive? Do you have your presentation on a thumb drive?
Oh, I have it on, I can bring it to Google Drive. I have it on Figma, which is, I'm happy to email it.
Can you sign into your Figma account here and then you can go ahead and use my laptop
Okay.
because it's connected to audio. So it's always amazing to me that we're able to accomplish these technical components of somebody else bringing a presentation, where their presentation is, getting it to show on our screen, having the presenter remember their ID and password.
Is there internet network connected?
Rossmore. And you're going to either need to use this
Okay.
or the microphone. I prefer this.
Okay, let's get that.
You're on.
Okay. I've actually never used this. Is it like this? Like, essentially.
You're good.
Oh, okay, cool. Hello? Perfect. Okay, it looks like I'm connected here, which means um,
We're waiting for Tom to connect. I'm going to talk a little bit about the walk for hearing. It's just around the corner. So the walk for hearing is, I'm seeing you're still having a problem. You know, the receiver needs to hang vertically. So right now it's not doing that. So the easiest way to do that is to hang it around your neck.
See, it keeps knocking off his cochlear, but he's got too
Knocked
much
off
stuff
my
in here.
cochlear thing, and then I'm really dead.
Excuse me, whose brand of cochlear implant do you have? Because all the cochlear implants have telecoils.
Just like to do with the captioning. You know, the headphones.
Well,
Good.
does it work?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. It's a process for everybody to be able to learn how to use the technology. And Sheila, we don't mind taking the time to do this because when you go to
Wasn't in the right place. Let's try it again.
Uh-huh. So if you go to another facility, if you go to someplace else in Rossmore, there's not going to be anybody to help you. So, I mean, that's part of our educational program is to be able to educate people so we can take care of ourselves. I had a problem this morning at home when I checked some of the, is it on? And so the reason that the receivers need to hang vertically is so that they're in the right position to connect with the loop, which is hidden from you. Okay, so is the sound coming directly to your ears?
Oh.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, so I was saying that the walk for hearing is just around the corner. It's on the 18th of this month. I heard from a few people who had some problems making donations online. And one of the things that they missed is there's a little line that says, so what shows up first looks like it's PayPal. There's a little line in red and it says, if you would like to make your donation with something else, well, you need to click on that to use a credit card. Okay, and once you do that, it should be very smooth. If you have a problem, please, please, please email me. I'm happy to Zoom with you. I'm happy to do anything that assists you so that you can participate. You don't have to make a donation to attend the Walk for Hearing. It's really, really a wonderful event. There are hundreds of people from around the Bay Area. Sometimes you can meet people from the Peninsula chapter or Marin or something who then become lifelong friends. There are also usually quite a few vendors there, so you can talk one-on-one with a vendor, which is a little different than our meeting, because our meeting, there can be lots of people here, so the line can be long. And when you're talking to the vendor, it's one-on-one, and you have their complete attention. The location is also absolutely, totally exquisite. It's in Alameda. It's at the beach. It has the most beautiful view of San Francisco of anywhere I've ever been in the Bay Area. There are picnic tables there, so afterwards you can choose to stay and have a picnic lunch if you'd like. Please join us. We'd like to see you. Okay, so Tom, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Okay, so it's my pleasure to once again introduce Tom Print. I keep putting an N in there. It's Pritsky, right?
Pritsky, but that
Pritsky.
sounds even fancier. So
Yeah, and he's going to tell us everything about the brand new technology, which could actually be just wonderful for all of us. Captions in your lenses. Tom, it's all you.
amazing. Thank you guys. So I want to leave time for demos because I want you guys to have the chance to try them out if you would like. So this will be, a pretty quick presentation. I have a quick video as well, but I'm happy to show it or I can show it later, whatever you think. It's not embedded in the files, but oh yeah, I guess I have full control so I could do what I like. So why don't we start with the video? I just want to show you what it looks like through the glasses before we begin. So actually on our website. And I'm not going to play the full thing, but I want to show a little part of it because I think it helps capture the experience. Hearing aid, especially in noisy environments like this. But whether or not you have hearing loss, you can see what I'm saying. If we move you back, you can see why. You've been looking live through Captify. Glasses? Yes, I can. How do I do that? Oh, I got you. Yeah. Perfect.
Share it from there.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry about that. Let me try it again. Okay. Stop. Especially noisy environment like this. But whether or not you have hearing loss, you can see what I'm saying. If we move you back, you can see why. You've been looking live through Captify. Glasses to caption real life in real time. Okay, so that's all of the video I want to show. We have more about the glasses and what they do if you want to check out our website, but essentially that video was filmed entirely through the glasses. So they were running the whole time and running captions on the frames. And if we jump back to the slides, we can, I can type in and then we can get started with those. So, so we're building captions for real life. And, sorry? Yeah, okay, cool. We're building captions for real life. And, if we dive in, there we go. Yeah. And if we dive in, you know, the population we're building for is a pretty significant number of people. There are 1.5 billion people globally with some form of hearing loss. 500 million of those have a disabling hearing loss. So one that severely impacts, their lives and requires an accommodation. It's also an incredibly common illness if we put it in context with other debilitating effects. It's the most common birth defect diagnosed at birth. It's more prevalent than cancer or diabetes, and it's the most common chronic sensory illness. So it's incredibly prevalent. It also has a lot of devastating health effects for the people who have it. You're significantly more likely to have cognitive impacts. You're at higher fall risk, higher impact when if you are hospitalized. And it costs, the world a tremendous amount of money because it, impacts so many people so severely. Just looking at hearing loss as well, it's actually disproportionately affects people on the older side. So I have a hearing loss. I've had it my whole life. I have moderate to severe hearing loss since I was diagnosed at 3, but I'm pretty rare. The vast majority of people with hearing loss are, on the older side. And that has significant implications because we're an aging, country. And as a result, by 2050, 2.5 billion people globally will have some form of hearing loss. And at the same time, the main thing we're using for hearing loss was hearing aids. And hearing aids have a lot of issues. But for reference, does anyone here use hearing aids if you would like to share? Oh, okay. Who likes their hearing aids? Okay, I think less hands. Oh, who's using cochlear implants? Okay. Do you guys like your cochlear implants? Love them. Oh, wow. Okay. I have actually not asked. Oh, nice. Okay, so quite a few. Okay, so I have not asked about cochlear implants. Yeah, I think cochlear implants are an incredible innovation. But when it comes to hearing aids, which are by far the most common accommodation for hearing loss, there's a tremendous amount of issues. They're expensive. They they have some stigma, they're not comfortable. But I think the big thing is they, don't really work well in the settings you need them to work. And that's been my experience. If I go to a restaurant and there's background noise and someone's trying to talk to me, I have an incredibly hard time hearing them. And if they speak up, I still have a hard time hearing them. The thing is, hearing aids make things louder. They are really smart amplifiers. They make things louder in the frequencies where you have trouble. The issue with hearing aids is they don't make things clearer. And that's the big problem. So if I'm in a restaurant and I put in my hearing aids, I will hear what someone says, but I won't understand it. I won't be able to understand the words they were saying. I won't be able to pick them out. And I lip read a lot to better understand, but sometimes it's still really hard to fill in those blanks with the words I'm missing. And that's where Captify comes in. In fact, that's where captions come in. We're building glasses that give you captions so that you can fill in those blanks for the words you miss in conversation and be able to continue to follow along the thread. And I love captions. I use them for everything, for movies, Netflix, when we hit COVID, I mean, it was for me in terms of communication, it was the best time ever because everyone was on Zoom and I could understand what everyone was saying for the first time. But the big thing is there's no captions for real life. And that's what we want to do here. We want to build glasses that give you those captions, but for real life. And that's what we built here. Captify is one of the, we've combined a lot of technologies to make this possible. First of all, we're using the latest in terms of display technology. So there's 3 generations of display technology. You might have heard of Google Glass that came out 10 years ago. That was the first generation. Then we have birdbath displays, and now we have waveguides. And that's what's in, oh, yes, sorry.
Tom, can you talk a little slower?
Oh, sorry. My bad. So we're in the 3rd generation of displays, and those are waveguides. And what waveguides enable you to do is build glasses that look just like this while still being able to project augmented reality display, meaning captions in your field of view. They allow the projectors to built directly into the displays without the glasses looking really bulky or, strange. The second thing we've added is beamforming microphones. So this is something that's pretty unique to Captify. And we have microphones built into the glasses. So you don't have to hold up your phone for them to be the microphone source. In fact, the person you're looking at is the person whose captions you're going to see. And that's incredibly helpful for communication because that's the way you want these captions to be. You want them to apply to the person you actually want to hear, not everyone around you. And then the last thing is we have prescription lenses built in. So if you have a prescription, which most of our users do, we can actually install them into the frames for you. And we actually allow them to be switched out as well. So in the future, if your prescription changes, you can simply take it to your optometrist, switch them out, and then you can continue to use the glasses with your updated prescription. And we have a tremendous number of options. We have, multiple refractive indexes. We have blue light filtering. We can support from, single vision all the way to progressive lenses. Now, as Anne mentioned, there are other companies building these glasses. Here's what sets us apart. We have built-in microphones on the glasses. Most of them, the vast majority don't. In fact, to be honest, the vast majority of the companies building captioning glasses, what they're doing is they're taking glasses that were built for general use and then reselling them for hearing loss. And one of the issues with that is those glasses are not necessarily intended for this use case. Sometimes they don't have the microphones, or they're bulky, or they have a tremendous number of features, things like navigation, which don't really help, this use case, and therefore, get in the way of, simply clicking a button and hearing or seeing what everyone is saying. The other thing is we are on the scope of pricing, we are very reasonable. So for the current version that we're selling them for $699. And I will be offering a discount to everyone, as Anne asked. We have a pro version that is coming out that will be $899. We also charge no subscription for the caption, meaning you will get unlimited free captions to, while you're using the device, which is, another big differentiator. And finally, they look like glasses. A lot of these companies are building, goggles, and we're not building that. We're building something that you can wear, it's seamless, and it's comfortable. We're expanding a lot. We've been doing demos with multiple, American Academy of Audiology locations. We've gone to the AAA meeting in New Orleans recently. And we are now partnering with audiologists in the Bay Area. And we have 2 locations now that will begin selling Captifys in person. So you can try them out and test them out before you buy. That's, all I have for now. The last big thing I want to end with is, we're building something for people that really impacts their lives. And, this mission is very personal to me because every day, like I, press a button on my hearing aids and my light turns on and I can hear what people say. And that's, significant. But there are many settings where those hearing aids fail. And we want to fill in those blanks, not just for me, but for everyone else. I talked to Marlon actually this morning. He said he likes his glasses, and I told him about this meeting. He said he likes his glasses, and I can give anyone at the meeting his phone number if they want to talk to him. So I'm happy to do that. But, we really want to, help the community. We want to build a product that actually addresses hearing loss and is not selling you another piece of technology, which is why, I've been doing these demos to see, how people like them, what we need to change, and, all of that. So thank you so much, guys. Yeah, of course. Happy to take, yeah. Question.
So my glasses are bifocals. I have astigmatism.
Yeah.
They change when I go out into sunlight. They're scratch proof, anti-reflective, all
Yeah.
of these things. Can you accommodate all of that?
We can't accommodate all of them, but we can accommodate many of them. So we can do progressives. We don't do bifocals, but we do progressives. For the anti-scratch coating, we do not have that yet as an add-on, but we will be adding that because people have been requesting it. For we do have blue light filtering, which does help. And for sunglasses, we actually have an attachment, what I'll show you guys, that attaches to the front of the glasses and then turns them into sunglasses. Yeah. So, and it's a polarized attachment. It's quite nice. So they're polar. They turns them into polarized sunglasses, essentially. Yeah. But those are great questions. We are actively developing the prescription options we offer.
How about for cochlear implants? Are you able to accommodate that?
Well, yes. So, for us, really, it's a matter of, is it comfortable to wear the glasses while you're wearing your hearing aids or cochlear implant? Right. Exactly. So, it should be. And, if you look at the ears, and I'll show you some different frames, they are thinner at the place where they touch your ears. So it does allow some room for hearing aids or cochlear implants to fit in. But you can try them. Yeah.
I'm curious about the upgrade and what difference that
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah. So the upgrade has, I can pull up our comparison. The upgrade has microphones that are twice as strong. So if you're in a louder restaurant setting, if you go to group meetings, I would recommend those. The battery life can go up to almost 2 times as long because we give you the option of turning off one display or the other to effectively double the battery. And they're 16% lighter than even the current frames we have. And they're significantly more comfortable. We're going to have adjustable nose pads in those glasses to make it, more comfortable. So they're essentially our generation 2 product. Yeah.
When will those be available?
Yeah, we start shipping them end of July. Yeah.
How far away can you be from a person and still get the captions on your glasses?
That's a great question. But the
We'll ask.
oh, sorry. That's a great question. But the real answer is it depends. It depends on, their voice.
Yeah.
It depends on how loudly they're speaking, how clearly they're speaking, right? And also, sometimes it even depends on gender.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, yeah. But we do have, ratings for the glasses. So, these are, the original version is rated at 1 meter away in some noise. And depending on the noise around you, we have different ratings for how close you need to be to the glasses.
Yeah.
For the next version, in some noise, it's 2.5 meters away. They're rated for. So that's for the Pro
Oh,
because the microphones are twice as strong. But we can, I can send Anne, our chart of, the decibel level of noise around you versus the distance the caption glasses should work.
So here,
oh, here.
for
Hi,
people, hang on
thanks.
1 second. For people in this room, Tom said 2 meters. Well, if that's not an easy conversion to a meter is
yeah,
a little
so, like,
over 36 inches. So it's 40 inches. So imagine 2 yards, little over 2 yards.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, Oh, okay.
So-
I think,
So we have a couple of questions.
okay,
One question in Zoom right now.
okay.
Kathy Rothschild is asking, where are the stores?
The stores, Pacific Hearing Center. So we don't have any of our stores, but we're going to be partnering with Pacific Hearing Center. We're actually going to be doing a demo with them in, they have 2 locations. We'll be doing a demo at one of their locations next month if anyone wants to come, but I think you're going to get the experience here. And then we are going to, work with them to start distributing as well.
So Pacific Hearing, they're in the peninsula. right?
Yes, it's in the Bay Area. They have 2 locations.
Is there another question?
But we have not started distributing with them yet. It's just we will be doing a demo with them that's open to the public and with their patients. I think we have one right.
Hey.
Yeah.
Can we try them here?
Yes. That's my goal.
If you have prescription glasses, how much more would that add to the price?
It
base price?
depends. It depends on the prescription. We have
Yeah.
all the pricing on our website, but it depends on, if you're needing progressives and you need a high refractive index, it's
Yeah.
going to be more expensive. But I will say it's almost identical to what it would cost or cheaper than going to your optometrist here.
Okay.
And in fact, one option we do offer is you can actually get us to ship you empty frames. And then if you're willing, they can fill that prescription for you. So you can do it here without us. But then they would have to agree to, screw in the frames into our glasses. And
Okay.
some optometrists don't do that.
I think most of us here have given in our email addresses. Could we be updated about how things are going
Of
here?
course.
I'm
Yeah.
interested, but I just don't want to lose the thread.
Definitely. We have a mailing list. So I'll leave that information and you guys are welcome to join. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But I'd like to tell you, I'm not responsible for Tom's email subscription list. So if you would like to be informed about their product, you need to subscribe to their email list.
Yes. Thank you. That's right.
Caroline? Caroline, you want to go ahead?
Yes, thank you. Tom,
Yes.
do you have any place in Washington State where people can try the glasses?
Unfortunately, we don't yet, but we're working to expand. So we don't have anyone in Washington State right now.
I'm a member of a nonprofit, so my question would be, is there a possibility of donating the glasses? It's a library that, we have here. And so I would like to speak with you further about that, if that's a possibility.
Yeah. We have worked with, we are working with lending libraries right now, as well as, accommodations distributors. So yeah, I'll leave my email and we can definitely chat about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my friend Carolyn Odio from Washington State. And you know how you know your friends' voices? Thanks for joining us, Carolyn.
Thank you for having this, and thank you, Tom. I do want to say something to Tom. When you answer the question, sometimes your face goes off the Zoom screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So just be aware of that since
Okay.
we lip read.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a couple of questions. I assume the phones have to be charged,
Yes.
and do they come with batteries, or do you have a charger that you can just plug in at night? And how long does the charge last?
That's actually, that's a really important question. So battery life and connection. We do require a phone to use the glasses. The phone is not your microphone. It can be in your pocket. It can be a meter away from you. It does not have to be on your person necessarily. But the processing for these glasses is being done on the phone, which is how we can make them so light and how the battery can be so long. Now, the battery life of the glasses is 3.5 to 4 hours of continuous captioning, depending, on the brightness, and up to 48 hours of standby, meaning the glasses will hold their charge. It takes 40 minutes to charge up the glasses from 0, On the Pro, it will take around 35, and you can use them while you're charging. So, you can take a small, if you wanted to use them for 8 hours, 6 hours straight, you could take a small USB-C like portable charger, and then you can just plug it in and continue to use them as they charge up.
And so is that phone that you just showed us?
Oh, that's just my personal phone.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
but I was just saying you need a phone.
You have to keep it nearby.
You have to keep it
Can't leave
with
it at home and go out to a restaurant.
That's right. The glasses are connected to the phone via Bluetooth. So it's within the Bluetooth range. But I would recommend keeping the phone around a meter away. So, 3 feet away from you.
3 feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Android and iPhone?
Yes, we support Android and iOS. Yeah.
If you're close to someone, can they see that you've got captions and
Yes.
they
Yes.
can see that though?
They can at certain angles. So it's hard to tell. When I get closer to you, I'll show you. But you're going to see a green light at some angles of the glasses.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's just a matter of the way these displays are built.
Just curious.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, another important piece of information is the glasses color is only green right now. So the text is going to only be in green. There are 3 options for that text. It could be, well, 4 actually. They could be all colors, which would be incredibly expensive for the glasses. It could be blue, which would be dim in most settings, and it could be red, which would make you look like Terminator. So we decided not to.
If you're watching a movie,
Yeah,
the captions won't appear, will they?
they should appear. We have customers that use them in movie theaters.
So it would work in a movie.
Yeah, it should. Now, with one caveat. The caveat being, things like explosions, things like music are not going to work well on the glasses, right? So if you take them to a concert, they're not going to be able to pick up the lyrics for that. They work really well with normal human speech or spoken language. Yeah.
So for those of you who are in the room who are thinking, well, how do, keeping the phone close to me, for men, it's usually easier because you have so many more pockets. All men's pants usually have pockets. Women's pants aren't like that. Well, I wear a diabetic glucose monitor and I need to keep my phone close to me. So my solution for that was this lanyard. And it's really quite wonderful. Alan, you have somebody on Zoom.
We got 3 questions. Linda Schulman, can you go ahead and present your question? Linda?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, thank you. I'm also in Washington, near Seattle, in Bellevue. And I get my hearing aids at Costco, even though with them I understand a max of 15% of the words that are said, but they help a little. And I asked them if they would contact you or have a demo at their Costco's. Have you thought of that? Because I would like to try them. I would order them if they were returnable without prescription because I really need them.
Yeah.
So those are have you gone out to other than private, audiologists?
To be honest, no, we have not gone to Costco yet. We would love to sell at Costco. Costco is, has become one of the biggest distributors of hearing aids right now. So it would be, a great fit for us. So if your local location is interested, please connect them.
Well, okay.
And I would love
I am contacting Costco corporate. I've already told to the manager of the Kirkland Costco.
Wow.
And we'll contact Costco corporate again on Monday. And would have your contact information.
Sounds good. If you get us into Costco, we should hire you, honestly. Uh, but yeah, that'd be great. So yeah, I'll definitely leave my contact information here, and there's a way to share that right after. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, so I'll
Well, at 83, I don't know if I want another job, but I certainly would do it to help all the members of HLAA and others because of the amazing help I have gotten from them. So that would be my primary purpose, is to help all the others as I have been helped. And so, but I would love, are there any trials? So if someone tries them,
yeah,
if it didn't work, I guess my question is, it seems odd to read something so close to my eyes.
yes,
And
yes.
people had difficulty with that.
Definitely. So two responses to that. For the return policy, we actually do have a return policy. You can order the glasses, we will ship them to you, and then if you can try them for 15 days. If you don't like them, you can send them back for a full refund. With the one caveat that if you order prescription lenses, we can refund you the glasses, but not the prescription, because we have to custom mill the prescription for you. So yes, we definitely do refunds within the 15-day period. And then we have a 1-year warranty on the glasses. The second question,
Oh, that's fine. I would love them for my granddaughter's graduation at the end of May, but I certainly want the upgraded version. Thank you so much. And I hope we can communicate
I hope so too. I wanted to
again. And what Carolyn said, the nonprofit HLAA is just amazing as a resource.
I have a funny story about HLAA. I was working on this product for a long time, and then, I went to the HLAA. It was a conference, the national one. At the time, it was in New Orleans. This was 2 years ago, I think, or I think it was 2 years ago, or maybe one. And it was our first ever conference, my first ever conference demoing captioning glasses. And we filmed a video at that conference, and we put it on TikTok of all places. I had a intern who said we should put it on TikTok, and we put it on TikTok, and it went viral, and it received over 50 million views across platforms. It went off TikTok onto Reddit, Instagram, YouTube. So, that HLAA event was incredibly positive for us. Yeah.
Tom, you want to come and have a table at the Walk for Hearing?
The
So we have the Walk for Hearing on the 18th of May, the Bay Area Walk for Hearing. And I
Oh.
thought that we've had a problem with email.
Yes, yes.
yeah.
I'd be very interested. Yeah.
Okay, so look for that email and we'll continue the conversation.
Yeah.
Alan has somebody else here on Zoom.
Okay.
I had a couple of questions. One was, I'm going to be in the Bay Area over the summer, and I wonder what you meant by Bay Area. That is the stores where one can actually go and try them out.
Yeah. So we don't have any physical locations of our own yet, but we are partnering with audiology clinics. When I say Bay Area, I mean anywhere from down, probably down to Palo Alto, San Jose, down, and
Right.
to Berkeley.
Well, I'll be like over in Oakland. So is there
Yeah.
is there a place?
We have an office, so we have our office in San Francisco. So, we have done demos at that office. So if there's, interest, we can do that. We've done regular ones, but I've also been able to do a few ad hoc meetings, for people who are coming down and, just, live elsewhere but want to see the glasses in person. So we can make that happen.
Okay. And then how far, when you said you need to have your phone with you, which I always have mine in a pocket, but is that good enough, or does it have to be on the table or anything, or can it just be in your pants pocket?
In your pocket, it can be on the table, as long as the Bluetooth connection between your glasses and the phone is maintained, you should be all good.
Okay. And then my final question was, how much of a lag is there in the captioning? When I'm watching television and it's not well synced, it drives me nuts. So
Yeah, definitely. So the lag should be pretty minor if you use captions, like the ones you're watching right here, or, Google Meets, the captions are quite quick. And, I'll be able to give that demo here. The lag really depends, again, the answer to all of the questions around captioning is it depends. But we have not had too many latency issues, as you guys will see with the glasses. They are quite fast. Yeah. And all of the videos, by the way, on the website were filmed through the glasses. So you can see the speed of the captions.
Okay, great. I'm really looking forward to be able to understand all my grandchildren's comments and go to a movie in a theater again and so on. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Since
So
Tom
excited.
mentioned the captions, I just want to point out that we have CART today. This is a real live captioner. These are not ASR, automatic speech recognition captions that Zoom has or Google Meet. That's why they're perfectly accurate.
Oh, and we got
I-
4
I-
more.
I guess I
people
don't-
here, too.
We have 4 more people.
Oh, okay, that, they've been waiting.
Oh.
Okay, Marilyn?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes.
I might have missed it. I heard you talking about the color of the captions, but I want to know if you have cute little lenses for women. Are they all black?
Well, so the way I answer that question is we can do any color as long as it's black. So unfortunately, currently we can only manufacture in black because, the displays are actually embedded in the lenses themselves. So that's a caveat of the way these glasses are built. But in the future, as we scale, we will definitely aim to support more frame styles.
Okay, I think it sounds wonderful. Thank you for this presentation, and I have to leave. Thanks, bye.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, and Carolyn?
Question about the size of the captions. Can they be changed? We have vision loss or vision impaired folks here, and I was curious about that.
Yes, the caption size can be adjusted. So the caption size can be adjusted, but by default, we have fixed the captions to their largest size on the glasses. So they start off big. And that's one of the things we have done with these glasses. We've made the captions quite large for people to use.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and Kathy?
Hi, thank you so much. I have a question. You said they're good for 2 to 4 hours charged, but standby 48.
4 hours. Yeah.
So what does that mean? If you're talking with someone for over dinner and you are with them for 4 hours, they stop working after 4 hours?
Yes, they would run out of battery at that point.
So what does a standby mean?
Oh, standby means, you turn them on or off. Basically, they will hold their charge. So, for example, let's say you have a quick conversation with someone, you turn it off, you press a button to turn off the display and not the glasses fully, and then turn them back on. They have a 48-hour standby. It's similar to your phone, right? Your phone, continuously, if you were to continuously watch a movie on your phone, right? It would only last, I think 6 to 8 hours for, my phone at least. But it has a much longer battery life of if you're just, using it regularly, not continuously. So that's that 48-hour standby mode.
Do you need to be looking at the person, or can you be driving with the person next to you?
So I cannot recommend you drive with the glasses because they do have displays built in them. So, we would definitely not want you to be distracted. But, if you are not the driver, you can definitely use the glasses and you should be able to, see the text of the person next to you. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much for the presentation.
Yes, of course. I had one other point to your message. Let's say you are in a conversation that is going to last a really long time, or you're over dinner, right? You can charge the glasses while you're, using them. So if you plug them in and then you charge them for 40 minutes, they will add another hour, 4 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours of charge.
The charger doesn't have to be plugged into the
outlet.
Wall, the
No,
outlet.
no, you could get a small portable charger and then do, you know, a USB-C cord to that portable charger, put in your pocket, and then you're good to go.
Alan, do you have another question on Zoom?
Yes, this is the last
Oh.
one. Anita, go ahead, please.
Yes, my question is, can you speak to just how close the captioning is to your eyes? It seems to me there's got to be a huge change in the focus and in the way that you actually read, and I wonder how that works.
That's a really important question. So while the projection system is here, the captions are projected at 3 meters away. So you will actually see the captions appearing at some distance from your face. They will not appear direct, you know, on the lens. You will not see the captions on the lenses. You will actually see them at a distance of 3 meters away from you.
Thank you. That was not clear. Thank you.
Yeah. I didn't make that clear, but that's a very important point. Yeah.
Actually, it's sort of like it sounds like it's sort of like it's a heads up display. But then does this light actually, could somebody see this light, you know, projected onto them?
No.
No. Okay.
It definitely won't be possible to see it projected onto
They
them.
wouldn't notice this was out there. You say, you know, your
If
eyes.
they're looking directly at you, at some angles, they will be able to see the green on the glasses.
Okay.
However, it is, you know, restricted to, you know, on the display themselves, and there was no projecting light outwards or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
My other question is, if you actually wanted to buy this, how do you merge the optometry and the audio? I mean, you know, do I go to an audiologist? You know, I want to merge the two things and get, you know, specific lenses. How do you have plan to do that?
Well, the way we do it now is, you know, you can order through our website, and then we will ship you the glasses with the prescription already inserted.
And then I take that to my optometrist and
No, it's already in. So you provide
you do the whole.
either manually, we do the whole process. You either manually upload your prescription. You can literally load it in as a file or type it in, and then that's it. And then we process it. We, you know, add the prescription in, and we ship with the prescription already inserted into glasses. So you take them out of the box and start using them.
Okay, but you were mentioning.
Distributing with those. But, you know, the way we might do that is, you know, you go in just like you get your hearing aids, right? You get them fitted. You do an initial test. You come back for a second session, right? With hearing aids, you also usually come back after some period to do another evaluation. With our glasses, you come a first time, you try them out, you see if you like them, and then you come back and, you know, get the one that was sent for you with your prescription already installed, so you can walk out with it.
So I mean, then everything's done. After that, it's online.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But TBD is the answer to be determined is the answer to that. We don't know yet. Yeah.
So you said it's projected so that.
Please put the microphone close to your mouth.
So the words are like about 3 feet away.
Yeah.
Now, I wear bifocals, and there's some distance where things are fuzzy. I'm always going back and forth.
Yeah.
How will that work in
It's you know, with bifocals it's tricky, but what you know, the impact would be. By the way, we do not support bifocals. We only support progressives for that solution. But the displays are fixed in one position. The captions are projected at some distance away from that position. And if you're using your progressives, they would likely align with the distance version of that position of that progressive. So you would see the distance progressive and also the captions at a distance away from you. Yeah. But I will say quite a few of our buyers do buy the progressive option because it's quite popular.
You had your hand up a minute and then put it down. Did your question get answered?
Oh.
Are there any more questions in the room? Here you go.
Okay. I want to make sure I understand this. is it going to be paired with a smartphone?
That's
Is that
right.
correct? So you have to have a smartphone.
That's right.
Okay. And the other thing that you mentioned, you talked about microphones. Are people hearing this conversation in a microphone around you?
Oh, no, no, no. The microphone is used to, it's not a speaker, so it won't play the audio out. It only receives audio in and then processes it and turns it into caption. The big thing with our thing is the microphones are on the glasses instead of on the phone. So your phone is just a processor. You can put it anywhere.
No, but if somebody's with you,
Mhm.
you've got the glasses on, are they hearing?
No, they won't. They won't hear it. They won't hear because the glasses don't, we do have speakers. So the glasses could be turned on to play sounds, but they do not, they do not, like if audio is coming in, they won't hear the audio out from the glasses. Definitely not.
Tom, can you put the schematic that you had? It was one of your slides
Yes,
that shows
yes,
the
of course.
microphones.
Yes. So the beamforming microphones, and I'll show you them on our glasses, they're built into the glasses, they're direct. And what happens is you will be able to you'll be able to hear what they'll be able to take in audio, process that audio on your phone, and display the captions for you on the frames. Now, the glasses will not also take in audio and amplify it like a hearing aid. They do not do that. So you won't have to worry about the person next to you hearing what's being said because they are not amplifiers. If that does that make sense?
Let me take a stab at this.
Yeah.
So from hosting HLA meetings, I've had to learn a rudimentary amount of information about audio. And prior to doing this, I really didn't know that much about it. So generally, like when we're in this meeting today, we have a microphone, but this microphone in and of itself doesn't amplify the sound. It's connected wirelessly to an amplifier that then sends the sound to the speakers in this room. So what Tom is trying to describe is that the microphones in the glasses don't go to an amplifier so no one else can hear it.
Yes, yes. That's much better than me. I'm sorry. But yes, the microphones on the glasses do not amplify sound. They just take it in and then turn it into subtitles, but no one around you, yeah, exactly. No one around you will have that sound coming out. Yeah. But thank you. That's an important question. Yeah. When you're wearing these glasses, it's not like everyone around you is going to hear audio coming out.
Yeah. So Tom, what I'm understanding you to say is that the microphones, the receiver for the microphones is your smartphone.
So the receiver, well, the microphones are built into the glasses, right? So they receive the audio. The audio is, or the audio data at least, is then transmitted to the phone via Bluetooth, where all the processing is done, transmitted back to the glasses, and the captions are displayed.
So if I get it, the glasses essentially hear,
Yes.
and the way they talk is not through sound,
Yes.
but through words.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly the way to describe it. Yeah. So it's a different paradigm than hearing aids. Yeah.
So
Could you just explain a little how the glasses themselves project out? I mean,
Yeah.
it comes out of the frame or,
Yeah. So
yeah, a little bit of that.
yeah. Well, I'll give you a demo.
Oh, okay.
It might be, unless everyone's interested. Okay, so we have projectors. Do you see these little bumps on the side of the glasses? It might be, I'll hold it up to the. Okay. I think I know what you're saying. Okay. How do I do this? Oh, perfect, perfect. It's visible now, right? Okay. Do you guys see these bumps on the side, like right here? These little, like this. those are the projectors. So those project the light. And then when I move the glasses, you know, right now I have the display off, but when I move the glasses at the right angle, you're going to see some square boxes that have like a different color. You know what? It might be easier if I show you on another pair where the boxes are bigger. So, oh, there we go. Do you see that green box appearing? Yeah. That's the waveguide. So the projectors are on the side, they project light, and it's directed into this waveguide. And the really impressive thing about these waveguides is they can actually bounce light around inside of themselves, which shortens the required distance that the projectors need to be away from the waveguide in order to project an image at a sufficient distance away from you. It basically bypasses one of the optical laws, which is super cool. But, in essence, we have the projectors on the side and then that are projecting light into these waveguide displays. And then when you're wearing it, the image from these two displays converges at 3 meters away from you, and then you're able to see the captions at that distance away.
We got 2 people on Zoom. Okay, Sally, go ahead, please.
Hi, yes. So to follow up on when you just said you seem 3 meters. So if you're sitting across a table from somebody at a restaurant,
yeah,
it's going to seem like it's behind them, sort of.
Yeah, that's a great point. So it doesn't seem like it's behind them in a restaurant setting. When you're in a restaurant, it actually does appear closer than 3 meters away. It's difficult, but the captions do go up to 3 meters from you. It's difficult to describe the effect fully. Sometimes they appear a little larger at that full distance away and, a little smaller at that closer distance.
Okay, and then am I understanding correctly? There's no place locally or any place where one can go and like try these on to see what they actually feel like in real life? You're not at your meeting right now?
In the Bay Area, you can visit our office or, attend one of our demo events. But outside of the Bay Area, we currently do not have a place to try out the glasses, unfortunately.
Okay, and your office in the Bay Area is where? What? It's under Captify. If I'm looking for it on.
No, it's part of actually a startup group, and it's in the Dogpatch area of San Francisco. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what name am I looking for on my?
I'll send everybody an email after this event with that information.
Okay, and contact information for the company and in general.
Yes.
That would be really okay. That was my other question. Okay, thank you. I mean, I'd really like to follow up on this, but I'd like to see what it feels like before I order it. So, thanks. It's fabulous. I'm just so excited that this is happening. So.
Okay, Kathy.
Yes, the captions. Do you see someone talking, one caption on the left eye, and then the next speaking that they do goes in the right eye? You don't see repeat, or is it same
No.
captions in both windows?
Captions in both eyes, image converges, and you just see one block, one image. You don't see two images.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
And in the Pro version, we'll actually be able to let you turn off one eye or the other. Some people, are one eye dominant, or, they have, an issue with, potentially glaucoma, something like that. So you can just turn off the display in that eye.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think 15 days seems like a really short amount of time to be able to evaluate this because, you know, you might not go out to dinner, you might not go to a group where you need this. Have you thought about extending that, or
We
are
have,
you open
we
to
have.
extending it
Again,
for specific people?
we're changing things, we're evaluating how things go. For now, it is still at 15 days, but in the future, we might extend it to a full month. Yeah.
Okay, and Caroline has a question.
Yes, Tom, you had mentioned the word discount at the beginning of your presentation, so I'm just a little curious what you meant by that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I did mean, money off of the full price. So it would be $200 off of whichever version you get. So, if you get the Pro, we would give you $200 off of that. If you get the original, it'll be $200 off of that.
Okay, and in terms of comparing the original with the Pro, did you outline the differences? I don't remember it.
Yes, I did outline them verbally, but I did not show any slides on that. I think it's important to do that. How about I send in the follow-up, I'll send a full
Okay.
comparison on our website of the Pro versus original. Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Are there any more questions in the room? One more. Oh, good.
Actually, if a person just goes to your website, they can kind of follow the progression of how
Oh
things
yeah,
are
yeah.
going.
The website should be relatively straightforward. We do offer live chat on our website if you need any help. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It was a break for lunch. We have phone support as well for everyone who orders the glasses, and we have email support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have another question, and it's about the arms.
Okay.
And I understood you to say that the back part that goes behind your ear is kind of like a little bit of separate piece added on. Have you thought about having that piece be wires rather than the plastic? Because I know for myself, behind my ear where I had my implant surgery, it sometimes gets really tender. I really like wire arms now, and that wasn't a issue for me before.
Yeah. So right now we don't support like any other styles currently, but we are thinking, about how we make this more comfortable for people who wear hearing aids, which is almost everyone who uses our glasses. So yeah, I would say that is something we're thinking about, but it's just not something we can, build into the current frames at the moment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alan, and someone else on Zoom?
No, but, oh, yes, I do. But first, Paula Sutton made the same comment that you made about Captifying, attending the walk for hearings and being able to demonstrate them at the walks. And then
Thank you, Paula.
And next we have Linda again with a question or comment. Go ahead, Linda.
Yes. Tom, could you put up your contact information or the companies so that
I'm going to send
I can communicate about what I can do now?
I'm going to create
But you don't have to have everyone on that, but I just want your contact information or the corporate, please.
I'm going to create a document with all of Tom's information and also the pros and cons of the regular version versus the Pro, and I will send it to everybody who registered for this meeting and signed into the meeting in person.
Thank you. And yeah, Linda, I think that's going to be the best way, and it will include my personal contact as well. So you'll be able to reach me. But yeah, I think and the way Anne is proposing is going to be the best way to do that.
And
Is there any hope that Medicare is going to?
I don't know. Medicare doesn't support hearing aids right now, so it's unlikely that they will support this in the near future. It would be nice if they, started supporting hearing aids. But what we do is we can take HSA, FSA cards on our website. So that is one thing. We accept some vision insurance as an out-of-network provider. And, we can assist you with that process if you're interested. But Medicare, unfortunately, that's a much longer battle. Yeah.
But actually, I want to bring this up. So Let California Kids Hear has been an active initiative in our, this is like the third year in a row, 2 years in a row it passed our legislature, and the governor vetoed it. This year they came with a different approach, and what they're doing and what we're all doing, and I hope all of you signed the petition, which I distributed. They're getting the language changed in what provides basic health care in California to include hearing aids. And I got an email yesterday indicating that the governor was receptive to that, and hopefully California kids and adults will be able to get hearing aid coverage, because it's going to be written into the law of what basic coverage is, the definition of the coverage. So if I send something else out post haste because there may be a request from them, please sign it. I mean, if you want coverage, if you want things, numbers are important. So please sign it.
That sounds pretty incredible. Wow. I didn't know that, actually.
I will send it to you, and you need to sign it. You need to hang out with me so you know what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, are there any other questions on Zoom? Any other questions in the room? Thanks, Tom.
Thank
It's
you.
really exciting,
Of course. Thank you, everyone. Thank you on Zoom as well for coming.
Now, Tom, I do have a question to ask you. Have you ever used a hearing loop?
Like T-coil systems? I have not, no.
Do you have telecoils in your hearing instruments?
That's the thing. I don't even know at this point.
Well, so you needed to come to our meeting to find that out. I have all kinds of information here for you. And so if there's a hearing loop assistive listening system, and the ADA, which is still intact as of this moment, specifies one of three systems: a hearing loop, an FM, or an infrared system. Of those three systems, the only one that can directly connect to your hearing instrument is a hearing loop. So, of course, that's our favorite. People with hearing loss, that's our favorite. We don't have to ask for a receiver. We don't need to do anything. You either press a button on your instrument, you open up your app. I'd be happy to show somebody what it's like on my app if you'd like to look at that later. Even though mine's for a cochlear implant, the apps are pretty similar. Could show you for a hearing aid, a phonak hearing aid. So we have 10 of them here at Rossmore. And if you don't have a telecoil, you absolutely need to get it turned on, because see, today it would have gone directly to your hearing instrument. You could have augmented what you were hearing auditorily in your glasses and by the captions on my laptop.
It would have been 3 ways. I would have gotten every word.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so everybody here understands about a telecoil in the room, right? Is there anybody who's confused about that? Okay. So at our last meeting, I distributed information about how to ensure that you notify people of your health issues in case of an emergency. So the fires in Southern California have preempted all of us. If we were lax before, it was a wake-up call for all of us. So both Android and iOS iPhones have the capability of inputting information about you, your health, your allergies, everything that you might want somebody to know in an emergency. And this can be especially valuable for us because if by some chance we don't have our devices on and we fell, we're not conscious, they wouldn't know because we couldn't talk that we can't hear well. So the phones are set up so that you're in control, and you don't have to do this, but I just think it's fabulous. So, I mean, all of my stuff is in there. So you turn on a setting that allows an emergency medical professional, an EMT or someone like that, if they come to you, that they can pick up your phone and and I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but a certain couple of buttons that they press and only your medical information comes up. So you can I have a hearing aid. I'm hard of hearing. If you take medications for heart disease or anything like that, that could really be important for people to know. That's all right there for them to see. And from my perspective, this information could save my life. Another that we have in the state of California, and we advocated for this earlier, is Smart 911. And Smart 911 is a system, and the whole state signed up for it. When you call 911, you go to Smart 911 and you register your name. You can register your pets, you can register your kids, you can register everybody and input all the information that you would want somebody to know before they got to you if somebody called 911. So Smart 911 is linked to the regular 911 system, and it provides the additional health information that you might want somebody to know. So please, if you haven't done that, think about it. And it's very simple to do on your phones. If anybody has an issue today and they'd like to see where that is, I'm happy to show you where that is on your phone.